Hey, what up, anime fans? I am back with another video. As I said in the last video, I'm reviewing the entire movie of Boruto Phoenix Priestess, sorry. Priestess. It's a good enough movie. I thought it was good. If you're a fairy tale fan, you will enjoy this movie, but I'm not. It's alright. It's just. And by the way, the contents of the prologue, you don't need to watch it. You don't really need to watch it much. But it is important to explain how a certain character appears. Again, because I talk about that character in there, but since it's not that important, I won't be mentioning anything that happens in the prologue. When characters introduced, I won't be saying their names until they're revealed. So, without delay, let's get into it. Isa! Sorry. Who was this? Yes, I bought a Happy Plushie a while back. You probably know this by now. I became a fan of Fairy Tail years ago. Anyway, as I mentioned in the previous video, I actually did briefly watch this. I watched this movie for a little bit a few years back. But that's just it. Only a bit of it. I didn't get that far because at the time I wasn't that caught up with the series. Similar to me watching the One Piece Stampede film. I watched a bit of it, even though I've not gone to the time skip the time. So I didn't watch the entire thing. But I did get spoiled by some of that, which, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, tomorrow I'm gonna research when specific movies come out, like I did with this. This released on August 18th, 2012, the same day episode 744 aired in Japan, which was another part of the fellow arc, Key to the Starry Sky, which again I talked about in a different video. You can just check that out. So I plan to do research on One Piece and Naruto movies to find out which ones take place where, and write down one of my books. That way I could be able to remember them. Right, let me just go look for the Naruto films. Where did I put them? The DVDs. The recent movie's not even available on DVD and Blu-ray yet, of My Hero. But I do plan to watch it on Crunchyroll and the Spy Family movie. I'll sit that for a different release date. Why the fuck did I put the Naruto movie anyway? I know I have it. I know I have it. Happy with the... Oh, now I remember. Duh. I'm fucking idiot, guys. I don't have to unbox. Oh, where's it? Sorry, I'm just gonna pause for a little bit. Be right back. Sorry, I'm exhausted. Oh, I've been searching for a little bit, and then I was just waiting because I stuck my fucking toe. Oh, that's a bit. Ah, fuck you, you little. Hang on. No. No. Something enough as it is. Ugh. Sorry. I was going to do a bit of changing around. Fucking, I don't want to even fucking ruin some of the stuff. That's probably mostly full of DVDs. And also my anime DVDs in the other boxes. Because they won't all fit on over there. Let's see. They won't fit there because they'll collapse. So that's... I'm just fucking exhausted. But I found it. All 5 out of the 6 Naruto Shippuden movies. Yes, I say 5 out of the 6. They did not include the final one, which is actually a finale to the Shippuden series. As a Cersei's movie in between to this. Yes, I got the Boruto movie on Blu-ray. I think I also have it on DVD. But I didn't always check until it's lost it, but... And I had tried to find the 6-1 this on home media, but it's hard to find. At least that's not sold out, that is. I probably should check Zarbi again. It's the only reason I looked up. Just for these. Fucking hell! Oh, he's back. Piss me off. Right. Shall we get back to the review, shall we? Anyway. Where was I? Oh, yes. So the movie opens up during a festival. I see people dancing until they're all mercilessly slaughtered except for one young woman who managed to survive that. You know, they actually have blood in this movie. Since at the time, blood was not in the anime. I say at the time. Put a pin in that one for now. But yeah, it's most likely due to different restrictions compared to a series. Since Indiana Jones is a movie rated PG-13 as well in the West. But it's able to get away showing blood. I feel like the action violence is a little more tamer in the sequel. Minus the hearts being ripped out chest and stuff. But, I don't know, compared to the other 2 movies, it feels the most tamer compared to in terms of action and death. Like, the antagonist doesn't die in a gruesome way, he just gets mauled by crocodiles off screen. I thought that was tamer. I came in what we've seen prior. I still haven't reviewed the 4th one yet. I planned to review that first premiere review, but I totally forgot. I don't have time reviewing all the original Winx Club series. Ugh. Why am I such a lazy bastard? Anyway, meanwhile, we cut to another neighboring to another location. Let's see our favorite fairy tale members, our main characters, end up there over a bounty, collecting on a thief, a boss of a typical type of thieving gang. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah. So you have to whoop an ass of all the bounty's minions. So you whoop that. So yeah, it's not that hard of a battle for them. Lucy's the only reason Lucy is excited because it's a lot of money they'll be getting. It'll help pay her rent for the next few months, I'm guessing. Rent must be really tight for her. Yeah, I feel bad for her. I'll be getting a bit of abuse in this movie too. Accidentally being blown away by Wendy, and accidentally burnt by Natsu. It's hilarious. That's typical of a fairy tale. It's just fucking hilarious. But the criminal ended up escaping because there was black magic. Lucy couldn't catch him. For that, they could not get the award and had to be punished for that. They didn't have an earful from the master. Alright, this is one of the weird inconsistencies in the movie though. Not entire plot of the movie itself, but in the world of canon. I know the film isn't canon itself, but there's a problem with this where it takes it's like I said really twice before, it supposedly takes place after the Grand Magic Games are, which should not be possible. Yes, there might have been ongoing in the manga at the time, because the filler arc coming towards its end. You know, but still, it's in the manga that's not yet appeared in the anime, and the manga was still definitely early on in that point of the story. And the manga was definitely early on in the story at the time for that arc. So why set it out without knowing any of the events? Why not set it before? Why I think this is a problem? Well, well, that's because let's put a pin in for a sec. As Makarov was at a meeting with the council about the whole situation that's happening, including all the guild members. Wait, but the council had a new building though. Excuse me, I thought the council had a new building. Why didn't an old house? That doesn't make any sense. That's a weird inconsistency. Oh no, why? That's not even accurate to the canon. I understand the movie's not canon itself, but you get what I mean. I look at One Piece movies, at least they possibly can happen, as it's cool get easy ways to sail to those specific locations for the art, for the movies, because they're pirates, they're on a ship. And they're just fun adventures. I don't really have anything that affects the canon or character development and stuff. Yet, this movie has definitely fucked up with the canon. Just good for the film itself isn't canon, but still. The lack of detail in this movie for some elements kind of makes you think that the people working on this film didn't even watch the anime. They fucking work for the company that make the anime. Yeah, I even get it. Yeah. It just bugs me a bit. Anyway, after that, we cut to the Fairy Tale Guild, and again another inconsistency because this is guess why the question says it's supposed to be set after that arc. Gonna not pin that because spoilers, I'm not going to that point yet. I mean, I don't already know what happens in the arc, but you get what I mean. I'm not spoiling it for you. But you can probably guess how that dialogue I mentioned. And somehow they got the old guild. Somehow in the old guild that's currently taken over by Team Olga. Those assholes. They got their butts whooped early on in the preliminary round. You know what I mean? It's odd. It shouldn't be like that. It should be where it's supposed to be right now. It just gives me a feeling this movie was actually early on in production, had production issues, but so it was originally going to be set before the time skip, so before the 10 Island arc. Hence the scene in the prologue, which is adapted from the manga. You know that. Which is adapted from a 30-page story in the manga. So, here's a question. What the fuck happened? Does really, obviously in the prologue, Natsu and Lucy look like they did 7 years prior, before Tenno Island. Yet this movie is set after that. See, this is weird inconsistencies. And they don't even acknowledge the prologue. Like, the prologue doesn't even get any acknowledgement. Mainly kind of pointless to watch in the first damn place. Like, and especially the anime didn't do any tie-in episodes for the movie. Took a break after the filler arc. And it's like they actually didn't know the movie was releasing around that time. And that's why there was no movie tie-in episodes. I know there wasn't any for the second movie, but that's due to the anime technically being off the air at the time. It went on about a 2-year hiatus. The completeness run is zero. A few years around a year later, and a year break for returning with the final season. In between that time, they released the second movie, Dragon Cry. So I know when to watch that. Should do that for movies from now on. Make sure they're part of the canon. At least connect to the canon in a way. Without the movie, it's elements that make it obviously not canon. Elements that weren't in the show. You get my point? I don't get adding elements to characters in movies because they're not really canon. They can do what they want with the story and add unique depth to the characters that aren't seen in the anime. I'm just saying this kind of bugs me. Oh well. Anyway. Oh god, I hope I have enough time to review all 3 movies. Yep, okay, I'm gonna stay out to review them. I don't give a shit. Anyway. So, the guild. Everyone's another odd inconsistency is with Macau. Yeah, there's an inconsistency with his design. See, after the Temple Island arc, since he wasn't part of the team that went, he aged. Everyone in Fairy Tail that stayed behind aged 7 years. At the time, Macau got a little older and grew a mustache. And had no stubble. But yeah, he's got more he's got his stubble back, but a bit more. But this is the older one. This doesn't make any sense. Again, it's like they didn't care. Like they didn't bother to look up the character. At least the designs. They don't seem to get the characters right, but other than that, bothers me. The fan, it kind of bugs me. I've never seen an anime movie get so much shit wrong about the own fucking world and the point of time it's supposed to take place in. Yes, I did enjoy the movie, but as a fan, I kind of look pissed off. It didn't bother to add show any detail about character designs. We got the other characters, right? We got the main cast, right? Some other characters too, except Elfman, which, well, no, not really, because again, this was released before the arc, so he wasn't muscular yet. He had muscles, but I don't mean like bigger, like he was in the show. No. Get my point? I can't help but complain. I just hope the second movie is better in terms of character designs, because the fuck. Anyway, Lucy's obviously feeling down about losing the money, losing the game that year. So she ends up going home, tries her best at shit, but she always bounces back. When she ends up passing by a young woman who passes out. Well, in another kingdom, we introduced the Duke Cream, as he wants power of something called the Phoenix Stone. So he sends out a guild called Carbuncle. I'm guessing a dark guild, not a regular guild, because he may be vile, but a guild wouldn't hurt innocent people. I'm saying, but they never say dark guild in the movie, so it's supposed to be their official guild. I think it makes more sense they're a dark guild. Alright, Carbuncle are about to take it down. And its leader sends out one of his men called Chase, someone who has power to shadow shadows. Our they seem to be eavesdropped by two familiar faces with a familiar laugh. Kiki. But that laugh is in the Japanese version. The dub excludes that. I don't know why. And same with Jubia. Since Jubia talks to herself talks to people as a third person. You know, she says, Jubia this, Jubia that. You know, speaks to the third person. So, it's weird the dub will move that. I don't like that. Her voice actor recently appeared in last year's season of Precure, playing Zakuro. Not that Zakuro, in case you're wondering if you're a Magical Girl fan. I prefer her as Julia. Yeah, you know I did not care much about Wonderful. It's not that great. It has a lot of flaws in its writing and storytelling. The transformations for the bird duo aren't great. Say the cat duo bad. Right. Hey. Anyway, seems about the stone might belong to some girl. Back a fairy tale. The woman was spared. But she's a bit cold. So a bird friend introduces themselves. The bird's name is Momon and his friend is called Eclair. He apologizes for rudeness. Lucy, yeah, I'm trying to be polite, but she's just cold. She has to head to a specific location. And she's in a shower, by the way. The subs call her Carla, like in the English dub. I really don't know if that's her official name. I don't even know if that's her official name. I don't know why names sound different in dubs. Carla-san? It should be hard to say Carla in Japanese. So I'm confused. I am really confused here. Help me out, guys. Help me out on this one. I am fucking confused. Cheryl gets a vision of this, tells her not to go to the boy she's seeking. She sees something about purpose, but she still goes anyway. Natsu and Lucy chasing after her. You know? She ends up realizing she hates wizards. And again, the subs are different for this one compared to the anime. Like, hold on. Yeah, both have Manga UK's logo on here. Except this was released at the wrong time. It should be released along with this one since its chronology takes. It was released initially. It was released around the time episode 144 came out, so it should have released alongside this collection. But it didn't. And bugs me is the subs are kind of fucked up in a way. They saying something's differently compared to it, and having more British slang in some sort is when that word and in the actual show subtitle version. Also, is using so they should most likely because this is not using Crunchyroll subtitles. Yeah, it came out in 2009. But I did not know when Westerners first got to see this. Feel free to let me comments below. But it should be visually able to be subbed on DVD and stuff, so visual subtitles. But I don't. By the way, if you live in America, can you let me know if anything's different in the subs compared to my copy and stuff? Like some British slang and saying mage instead of wizard. I really want to know. Anyway. Anyway, she has to go to Barcelona no matter what. She has some sort of purpose there. So, basically, Natsu and Lucy's going to tag along with everyone else joining in too. So yeah, end up journeying into a town. I enjoy the time. Nice to make it in. I can have a shower. Lucy tries her best to talk to Eclair more. But she tells Lucy that she has similar eyes to hers. One of loss and sadness. Nice little good continuity, yeah. The only good bit of continuity in this film. Because, like I mentioned earlier, like, what the fuck were the choices? Like, it's the backgrounds and stuff I have problems with, not the story itself. But that elements of the story I do not like. Mainly action portions. I mean, towards the end. We did get an opening sequence. Another weird inconsistency is that the opening credits are in Japanese, but the ending credits are in English. Not the song itself, the credits itself are in English. Why? If you want to translate the credits, why did you not translate the... Why not translate the opening credits as well? I don't get it. It's just lazy. It's just lazy. They gave him halfway. I'm pissed off. We're pissed now. Anyway. End up being ambushed by this chase guy. Walking a random town. Seems like he cornered. He's revealed he's after Clay. Yeah. Actually, Natsu and Grave step in the fight. See the ambulance, Chase runs away. The two chasing after him. Magic he was also waiting for the building. He sees them familiar with their as fairy tale and leaves. after they get back, we get a bit of a visual gag with Lucy's towel. Because, you know, she literally went out without any clothes on. And we get a fan service scene as the towel falls down. It was a good bit of comedy. I'm surprised Lucy didn't kick them away. She usually does that when that type of stuff happens. It's just weird, but still, it's a good scene. Because it is in line with the characters. Eclair Pop. She reveals that she has little memory of her past. But she feels that she has to go there. So she puts an official request at Fairy Tale for them now. It has something to do with this Phoenix Stone. She doesn't know why. As that Duke Graham also has the other half, saying he's been in this family for a long time. By the way, some say Prince, but although violent, he calls him a Duke. It's confusing! He looks like a fucking prince! Call him a prince! God. Anyway. It seems like there's a kingdom called Victoria, which is a neighbouring kingdom. And I guess it might be the same kingdom they were at early on, like, as in the film. I don't know. Yeah. You know, it's very powerful. I guess there's nothing later. Anyway, go to the forest looking for a man that the class is supposed to meet. Community shenanigans. They arrive at this guy's house, but it's being destroyed. Lawrence is abandoned. And they're going to find a lab. Something like a lab. Still legal. He ended up leaving a message. Basically, he plans he has a spell to disenchant the Phoenix Stones. And he's waiting for Eclair. But it seems the guards might have found him. And he's Eclair's father. He apologizes. And he says to her, I hope he hopes she makes good friends. Heartbreaking scene. Emotional. She's known as she was called the Phoenix Priestess. Lucy builds a connection to her as, again, good bit of continuity, she lost her father recently. And again, it still makes sense at this point in time. This movie released on a filler arc. And the filler arcs are not really canon. But still, it was still technically recent with her. And she was dealing with something connected to her father in the arc. Still. So, I found that good. So, anyway. So, they're heading back to Fairy Tale. My cow doesn't know what to do either. The master's away right now at the council meeting. No, that doesn't mean. Yeah, but I don't need some power. Some danger. But they end up being attacked by Carbuncle. I'll introduce the other official members. The leader is Dist. The female member is Coordinator. The third member is Cannon. Really? You couldn't think of any unique names for these characters instead just came up with generic ones based on their abilities? Based on their personalities and stuff? Kinda lame. Now I have to think about it. Lucy is like the only main character in the show. No, wait, there's Wendy as well. But still, for a while, Lucy was the only one in the main group that had a normal sounding name for the other characters. Hey, these guys are strong. Kinda can use, well, guns and stuff. Ray and Julia have a tough fight. Anthony's coordinator can dispel magic. They're definitely tough opponents. Belleville gets his asses kicked and Eclair is kidnapped by Chase. And the guild destroyed. Lost those bastards. They're definitely tough. That's good. Makes you motivation to fight them. Makes you really excited to see their asses kicked. But that part disappointed me. So that's when Marco Anderson comes back in. With finally the appearance of Gargio and Lily. Yeah, they were cloaked for most of the movie, and they're now appearing towards here. Anyway, Marco had Gargio have Lily do some investigating. Nice little nod to the whole Ivan whole thing of them investigating Ivan since the fairy tale arc. Nice that little detail too, that Gargio's used for infiltrations. Maybe that's why Alice came about a journalist. That makes a lot more sense. I didn't even think about it at the time, but it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Gargio's really skilled and stealthy, being very skilled of going undercover and stuff. Impressive. Anyway, and then I told, it's the Phoenix Stone, so contain the power of a Phoenix. If put together, the Phoenix will be revived and its blood will make the one who summons it immortal. Once the Phoenix arises, it'll kill everyone, but the one who becomes immortal will be fine. They won't die. That's why it's deadly and dangerous. It's like devil's sound being summoned. So you must make sure they got to stop it before it's summoned. So Macro lets Urza lead the team. So the usual group will go alongside Gargio and Julia? Okay, that's even more fucking confusing. If you look at the DVD cover, she's not even on there. Oh. Yeah, she's not even on the cover of the DVD. Gargio is, but he plays no fucking role in the movie other than this part. Like, he joins into the action for the climax, for the fights and stuff. So he's not a proper part of the movie, so don't put him on the fucking cover. He just doesn't have much to do in the movie. That's misleading. Oh, I'm pissed off. I like how he's investigating, but that's a good part of the story, but they didn't need to put him on the cover. He only joins in for the battle. God. Marco has his best permission to use a specific weapon against Victoria, and so they can protect the citizens too. They're innocent in all this. Their prince is gonna have them killed, and Eclair is gonna be a sacrifice. So they head up to the castle. And not so happy, and Moran encountering Dist and not getting beaten the crap out of. He's too powerful now. Gray and Julia encounter Cannon, Gargio versus Chase, and Alice Urza versus Coordinator. He seems to be great fights, unique strategies and stuff, but Grace fights over pretty quickly. He gets two scenes of fighting in this movie for this part, and Julia win. Urza does struggle initially, but she wins by using the wedding dress, which nice little detail using that one earlier. But it wasn't good. It was a little funny, but it did not feel satisfying enough. We didn't see much of Urza figure out a strategy to win back. But I do like how Urza won after accidentally crashing into a play. That's a nice little detail. I actually like that. Yeah, that's not the first time Urza felt up based on against someone who's show-stopping before, man. As you know. And also is temporarily captured though, but he escapes. Just ends up backstabbing the prince so he can get immortality himself. As the Felix is summoned, Manon sacrifices his life to rescue Eclair. But what someone doesn't even look like a fucking bird. They do acknowledge her, but it looks more like a fucking mechanical dragon. So, well, it's not even explained much further after that, though. That's the gist of it for some fucking reason. Also, we'll go back. But he still faces up against Dix, who's trying to get Felix blood. Mark Weber gets to come into Urza with a special arrow. But he didn't get permission for it, he had to steal it. It was dire anyway. Alright, Lucy's taking care of Eclair, who remembers everything now. She ends up revealing to Lucy everything about her past. She actually Victoria City was once by her birch, her home, which was mentioned early on. I forgot about that. 400 years ago. Yeah, she's alive. She's been alive for 400 years. I think she actually drank the Phoenix blood given her by the chief's elder, or the village's elder. Didn't end up her curse on her, but only way to make sure she lived. Immortality can be a good thing and a bad thing. I think it might be of a Doctor Who episode that came out a few years later. Yeah, she wanted to be Earth for 400 years, but either due to the long time or the Phoenix by itself, she had no memories of her past. It was in wanted for a long, long time. Now she remembers. So, yeah. Also, the other man, also ends up to be the dicks for support from other fairy tale members that make an appearance. I just realized Oscar, the little girl, who made her debut in the Actor Temple Round, doesn't appear in the movie until the credits. What? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, Narsil kicks Dit's ass. And it's now dealing with the Phoenix. As it's summon and magic. Markov knows away. Using a special arrow that was created by Eclair's dad 400 years ago. So it can destroy the Phoenix, not destroy the man, in case it's summoned. But it kind of has replies. No, those who drank the Phoenix blood will also die. Elsa doesn't know about this, but so since she was just told to fire the arrow. And she's not exactly about this, but Claire says it's fine. He's wanting to die. It's when he puts Lucy in the wrong way. Al shot. I heard support for Natsu. Now Natsu will do a finishing blow on it. Kill it. It's a Claire starts being. As she says Lucy, her friend, she learned more. Natali's not about living longer, it's about the friends you will make. That's true immortality. Lucy upset. Claire tells Natsu for being to reassure Lucy, because she's crying. Lucy questions if magic's good or bad. If so, why not? If I'm on, why is there magic that stopped her crying? Natsu shows her that she was smiling. That she touched her. Oh, that's how the film ends. No epilogue. We just see the aftermath in the credits. And that was the Phoenix Priestess. It wasn't great, okay? I did enjoy it because it's fairy tale, but continuity problems I did not like. I did not like the issues in character design and continuity. It's not because the film's not canon. I understand that they can do what they want. Look at the prequel movies, they get exclusive power that don't be in the show because the films aren't canon. But still, doesn't mean they should regard any continuity or designs. There should be more people to what the fuck they look like. You know? Like Macau, the guild, everything. That just bugs me. But still, if you're a fan of fairy tale, you will enjoy this movie. I just hope they don't have any continuity issues in the second or Dragon Cry. But still, that will be a while for now. Like right after Fairy Tail Zero, which is gonna be a while for now. So yeah. I guess once you enjoy my content, please don't up by everyone to see more. Subscribe channel, look about the other videos because of channel. I did not mean this video going so long. There's some things going on and stuff. But yeah. So thank you. See you guys later for the One Piece movies. Kill Phoenix out.